Okay, this lesson is on recursive routines. Our objectives are to understand a recursive sequence and to understand a recursive routine. Vocabulary is a start, where a sequence begins. Recursive sequence, ordered list of numbers. Recursive routine, a start value and pattern, otherwise known as a routine, that creates a sequence. First thing we're going to look at is how we take a sequence, or take sequences and turn them into routines. So the first thing I have here is a table. Now, within every routine, we need two things: a start and the routine. The start is literally where we start at. So in this one, we're talking about the floor of buildings, so we're going to start at the basement, and the height of the basement is -4 feet or meters, whatever they're measuring in. So our start value here is -4. Our routine, we have to look at the pattern of the heights. So we would go from -4 to 9, from 9 to 22, from 22 to 35. So if we look at this, it looks like we're adding 13. Adding 13. Adding 13. So each time we move, we're adding 13. So that's our routine. That's what we're doing over and over. That's why it's called a routine. So this one is plus 13. What this allows us to do is figure out our missing values. So we want to add 13 again. We'd get to 48. Add 13 again. We'd get to 61. Same can be done in a much simpler version as the one below. So here we're starting at this 100 here. So we need to look for our routine. So we go from 100 to 50, 50 to 25, 25 to 12.5. Well, it's not consistent subtraction, so we can look at some division. 100 divided by 2 is 50, 50 divided by 2 is 25, 25 divided by 2 is 12.5. So it looks like our routine is to divide by 2, or cut things in half. So another option would be multiplying by 1/2. So if we continue this pattern, half of 12.5, or dividing 12.5 by 2, is 6.25. We can get our calculator out to help us with this if we need to. 6.25 divided by 2 would leave us with 3.125. We could continue these patterns as long as we needed to. Our next option is if we have a routine and turning it into a sequence. So here I've given a start value and a routine. We need to create everything else. So we'll go with the first 5 numbers in the process. So we're going to start with 8. There's our first number. We want to subtract 3. So then we're going to be at 5. There's 2. We're going to subtract 3 again. Now we're at 2, which is our third number in the sequence. We're going to subtract 3 again. That's going to put us at -1. So we got 4 numbers. Let's go with the fifth. We're at -3 again and be at -4. And we could continue this as long as necessary. That's one of the points of having a routine. Now we'll do this last one here. We're going to start at 4. So there's our start value. We want to multiply by 2 every time. So 4 becomes 8. 8 becomes 16. 16 becomes 32. 32 becomes 64. And again, that can continue as far as we need it. Okay, thank you for watching the video. If there's any questions or you need to look over this again, please just watch it again or rewind it to look at the parts that you missed. Thank you.